Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavati ma Vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Vasudevasudam Devam Kamsa Chanooramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So you can see the screen, right?
Yes, Sumaji.
Thank you. So yesterday we were almost completing Shloka 11, and this was about Nivritti and Pravritti, and what is the nature of the Atma. There is no sorrow in Atma. So I'll continue. 2 orders of reality. The Gita says that you have entertained grief for which there is no reason, because neither the Atma nor Anatma is the source of sorrow. This was a very powerful statement we saw yesterday. That Atma and Anatma is not the source of sorrow. This statement must then be proved, which the Gita Shastra does by revealing that Atma, whose nature is fullness, Ananda Swarupa, cannot be affected by Anatma Nitya. Because the very existence of Anatma depends on Atma, Satya, the truth of everything. The Atma then is not going to be affected by Mithya, just as the imaginary snake you see on the rope cannot affect the rope. If the rope is wet, it is wet, but it has not yet been made so by the sliminess of the snake you see sitting on top of it. The Atma is not affected by anything that has been superimposed upon it. Therefore, the basis, the Adhisthana, Satya, is not affected by Mithya. Mithya depends upon the Atma for its existence and sustenance, for its fuel, its very fibers of being. The only thing that could affect Atma would be something enjoying the same order of reality. When the 2 entities belonging to the same order of reality, such as the father-in-law and the son-in-law, come together in a relationship, the dependency of one will affect the other. If the son-in-law does not have a job and finds it necessary to move in with his father-in-law, the son-in-law's dependency will definitely affect the father-in-law. This dependence is entirely different and is not what is under discussion here. What we are discussing is Atma, which is Satya, and Anatma, which is Mithya. Just as the Swarupa of water is not affected by the wave, the Swarupa of Atma, Sat Chit Ananda, is not affected by Anatma. This subject matter is discussed throughout the Gita, starting with this verse. Although the verse starts with a negative particle, nan, it is not an improper beginning because the whole Gita is Nivritti Atmaka. Before beginning the Mahabharata, Vyasa saluted the goddess of knowledge, Saraswati, and he started the first chapter of the Gita with the word Dhritarashtra, meaning the one who sustains the entire universe. In this way, prayer for an auspicious beginning was well taken care of and nothing more was required. To begin the teaching with the statement, there is no room for sorrow, as he did in this verse, is therefore a very effective beginning, although a negative particle was used. So you want to complete that manana of that verse? So Atma is Satya and Anatma is Mithya. Anatma depends on Atma for its very existence. So with this concept that there is no sorrow for Atma and Anatma, the Swarupa of Atma is Satchitananda. So to prove that, the Bhagavad Gita starts with the negation theory. So takes the Nivritti Atmaka. So it begins with a negation. And Vyasa is so skillful that he starts with Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra means one who supports the whole universe. So even though it starts with a negation, it is actually a positive beginning where Dhritarashtra has two connotations here. One is the king of Hastinapura and the other is Bhagwan, the sustainer of.
This Dhritarashtra he didn't even support his own brother's children. And his name is, such a, he supports the whole. So, yeah, misnomer. And one more thing, Sumaji, I didn't understand the analogy of father-in-law, not liking the dependency of son-in-law. I didn't understand.
So this is about the world, the Mithya, the Anatma world. So he says, if you have to compare Atma with Anatma, both have to be of the same order of reality. Whereas Atma is real, Anatma is not real. So they are not in the same order. So he gives the example of father-in-law, son-in-law who are in the same order of Mithya. And he says that if son-in-law has no job, he is dependent on the father-in-law. So that is the relationship, which we can understand.
Thank you.
But this kind of dependency is not there between Atma and Anatma. In fact, Anatma depends on the Atma.
Okay, thank you.
Shall I continue? Somebody, could you please read the shloka? Let me get my book. I would like someone to read this shloka because my pronunciation and all won't be correct.
न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
Thank you.
I just tried. Thank you.
Very nice. Aham, I, Jatu, ever. Natu, awesome, did not exist. Na eva, not indeed. Tvam, you. Na ashishi, did not exist. Iti, ja. Na, not. Ime, these. Janatipaha, kings. Na asan, did not exist. Na, not. Atha param, hereafter. Sarve, all. Vayam, we. Na bhavishyamaha, shall not exist. Cha, and. Na eva, not at all. There was never a time that I did not exist, nor you, nor these kings, nor will any of us cease to exist in the future. If all these people are going to die, how can it be said that they do not cause sorrow for the bereaved? Since they are going to die, they must be the cause of sorrow, socha. Even those who are not on the battlefield are sochas because they too are eventually going to die. Addressing this doubt, Krishna shifted the discussion to the vision of Atma. Krishna is so skillful because the death is for the body and we are all caught up in that and that brings sorrow. So he quickly moved that doubt and focused on the Atma. His statements were not meant as an argument to kill, but rather to provide an understanding of adharma so that what was to be done could be done. Since Arjuna also wanted absolute Shreyas, Krishna talked about the nature of Atma. He said, there is no time that I did not exist. To say that I did not exist at some time is not true. I always existed. Krishna was obviously, therefore, not an ordinary person. He was an avatara. He could say, I always existed. Could the same thing be said of a jiva like Arjuna? Krishna said, that you did not exist before is also not true. You also existed. Being a prince, Arjuna was also not an ordinary person. Krishna therefore went on to say that all the stalwarts standing before them on the battlefield, leaders of the people, chieftains, commanders in chief, and all the other soldiers had also always existed. What Krishna was saying in this verse is that all of us are eternal. I was there before and you were there before, as we were all, as were all these other people. In his vision, they were all there before. The next question would be, what about later? We might have existed before, but we may not exist later. Will there be a time in the future when I am not? Krishna says, no. After the destruction of the body, you will continue to exist. It's a very, something stirred in me because What exists is just the roles, kings and soldiers and people. They just take different forms and names, that's all. So this structure always existed. That's what I got from this. Birth and death in terms of the vision of the Gita. We have a concept that everyone is born and we have a horoscope to prove it. We know that we were born at a time and taken at a given time, and take this to mean that there was a time when we were not. This is a very well entrenched notion about the I, that I was born, that I am getting old, that I am going to die, and so on. If you are born, you will naturally get old. The notion that you are getting old is going to be there as long as you think you are born. In the vision of the Gita, there is no such thing as birth for you. Atma, I, is not born. The notion that I am born is negated here by using double negatives. That we celebrate the birthday of Krishna does not confirm the non-existence of Krishna before. It only confirms that on this particular day, in this particular form, Nama Rupa, Krishna was born. To say that he was born in this Nama Rupa is correct and creates no problems. But to say that Krishna was not there before, despite what people might think, is not true. Therefore, Krishna was not really born. He was as though born. Krishna went on to say that it is also not true to think that you were not there before. There was no time that you were not there. Krishna told Arjuna that he too essentially was timeless and that everyone else was eternal, as existent as Krishna was. Similarly, we always think that we will not exist later, a conclusion that calls for lamentation. This notion is also not true. Krishna said, whatever form you take yourself to be, you definitely exist. As an individual jiva or atma, you definitely exist. The jivatma, individuality, may not exist later, but as atma, you will always exist. Because the jivatma goes when a person is enlightened. Only Atma is meant to be there, to be taken here. It is in this sense that Krishna said to Arjuna, there was never a time when I was not, there was never a time when you were not, nor was there ever a time when all these leaders were not. Similarly, there will never be a time when all of us will not be. Does this mean then that this feud will continue forever because all these Atmas are going to be eternally there? No. The use of the plural here was only with reference to forms, upadhis. There was never a time when we were not there, nor will there ever be a time when we will not be there. We can use pots and pot space as an example. The pots will come and go, but all the pot spaces will always be there because there is only one space. The words used in this verse, I, aham, you, tvam, we, vayam, kings, janadipa, paha, are all with reference to the bodies, seemingly enclosing one Atma, like many pots enclosing one space. Atmas are not many. Shankara makes this important observation here in the last line of his commentary, Bhashya. Deha Beda Anuvritya Bahu Vachanam Na Atma Beda Adiprayena. The plural has been used here with reference to the various bodies and not with reference to one Atma, the self. People standing before Krishna and Arjuna all had different physical bodies. Only from the standpoint of the physical bodies there is plurality, not from the standpoint of Atma. There are no differences in Atma. It is not that Krishna Atma existed and Arjuna Atma existed and other Atmas existed, and all these having existed before will continue to exist forever. This is not the contention here at all. Atmas are not many. There is only one Atma. Atma that is not subject to time. Nitya Atma, being without form and attributes, can only be one. Anitya, that which is subject to time, means anything that has a form with attributes with an upadhi. Only then can it be subject to time. But an Atma that is subject to time is not the Atma we are talking about. Atma is the very basis, the adhisthana of time, and therefore is not subject to time. Because it is not subject to time, it is nitya. Because the forms, upadhis, are many, there are many people. Whereas Atma is one whole consciousness, Chaitanya, not bound by time. In that consciousness alone is my mind, your mind, and any other mind. These minds differ, as do the bodies. When we count, the bodies are many, but not from the standpoint of consciousness, chitta. Thus, what is necessary is the negation of a notion. Instead of telling Arjuna that Atma is Nitya, thereby creating a concept in his mind, Krishna removed the notion of his being time bound. When we were told that Atma is eternal, we think Atma as having a long, long life. Here instead, the concept of Atma being time bound is knocked off. It is negated. There was never a time when I, you, or anyone else was not. Nor will there be a time when we will not be. Atma being timeless. Since you cannot cry for a timeless Atma, since you cannot cry for the timeless, Atma is not cause for sorrow. It is asochya. Anatma alone is subject to change. It is anitya. Even if you want to stop this present second, you cannot, because it is already gone. Therefore, crying for anatma is foolish. Both atma and anatma, therefore, are asochya. Wow.
Sumaji, would you mind reading this? Because in between the internet has gone and just the
Yeah.
last paragraph.
Same for me. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Atmas are not alone.
Yes, please.
Shankara makes this important observation here in the last line of his commentary, Bhashya. Deha Beda Anuvritya Bahuvachanam Na Atma Beda Adiprayena. The plural has been used here with reference to the various bodies and not with reference to the one Atma, the self. People standing before Krishna and Arjuna all had different physical bodies. Only from the standpoint of the physical bodies, there is plurality, not from the standpoint of Atma. There are no differences in Atma. It is not that a Krishna Atma existed, and Arjuna Atma existed, and other Atma existed, that all these having existed before will continue to exist forever. This is not the contention here at all. Atmas are not many. There is only one Atma. Atma that is not subject to time. Nitya Atma, being without form and attributes, can only be one. Anitya, that which is subject to time, means anything that has a form with attributes, with the upadhi. Only then can it be subject to time. But an Atma that is subject to time, is not the Atma we are talking about. Atma is the very basis, the adhisthana of time, and therefore is not subject to time. Because it is not subject to time, it is Nitya. Because the forms, upadhis are many, there are many people, whereas Atma is only one consciousness, Chaitanya, not bound by time. In that consciousness alone is my mind, your mind, and any other mind. These minds differ, as do the bodies. When we count, the bodies are many, but not from the standpoint of consciousness, chitta. Thus, what is necessary is the negation of a notion. Instead of telling Arjuna that Atma is Nitya, thereby creating a concept in his mind, Krishna removed the notion of his being time bound. So he removed that individuality from Arjuna. When we are told that Atma is eternal, we think of Atma as having a long, long life. Here, instead, the concept of Atma being time bound is knocked off. It is negated. There was never a time when I, you, or anyone else was not. Nor will there be a time when we will not be. Atma being timeless. Since you cannot cry for the timeless Atma, is not a cause for sorrow. It is asochya. Anatma alone is subject to change. It is anitya. Even if you want to stop this present second, you cannot, because it is already gone. Therefore, crying for anatma is foolish. Both atma and anatma, therefore, are asochya. Anything time bound is always time bound. You cannot expect constancy from something whose nature is change itself. If you are aggrieved or sad because something that changes by nature is non-constant, what you need is proper understanding of the nature of Atma and Anatma, neither of which is a matter of sorrow. Either way you take it, this fact remains. Therefore, the first line of the previous verse becomes increasingly true as our understanding of Atma and Anatma increases. You want to do any manana? So there is only one Atma, and this Atma is not the cause for sorrow, even and as it is not time bound. So though Atma is the same in all of us, so this Atma is not time bound. So Krishna negated that we are time bound. Then the Anatma, which is subject to change, can also not exist because every second it is changing. So that also is not the cause for sorrow. So very beautifully he knocked out that Atma and Anatma is not the cause for sorrow. And Atma is the very basis of time, he said. Atma is the one that supports time. So it is not time bound. Very nice. Actually, this notion of I and my that's the way we have been taught to think or conditioned to think. And that is why we get sad and miserable. So we have to change that way of thinking itself from the base. We have to remove this I and my in our thinking and identifying with this physical form and attributes. It will come with practice and constant remembering this knowledge. Abhyasa and Vairagya. Go back to that same technique. Anyone wants to?
That Viveka should be there. Even if it is taught I, but Viveka should be there, then that will be the stability giving thing. Viveka.
Yeah.
Atma and Anatma. That Veda, if you know. But because of the Maya, we are here. But we cannot say I-ness will not be there. It will be there, but the Veda should be known. That Viveka should be. I think so.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, it's called Vyavahara Satta. When you are Vyavahara, you should have that identity. After that, but with understanding the Tanpura behind, it's constantly we are connected to that.
Like the other day, Dr. Brahmara was saying, no, we are from childhood, we are conditioned. This is your breakfast, have your breakfast, or pack your bag.
Correct.
Huh?
Yeah, from childhood. Yeah.
Yeah, conditioned that this is mine and that I and my is conditioned. So, of course, because of aviveka, now that we've got this some viveka, we have to retrain our mind. It is possible, it may take time or it may be easy for some, but we must remember to put that into practice.
I think this little bit I-ness and my mind is inculcated so that you take that ownership and responsibility also. But the way we do it for kids, maybe we need to, with more awareness, we need to develop this so that simultaneously both the things like I, mine, and the bigger I and big mind also get inculcated in them, including all other things and other people also and objects also. So that the stiffness which gets developed slowly, I, me, mine, my things will be little bit diluted from childhood. It becomes very stiff, no, otherwise.
Yeah, what comes to my mind is from childhood, if you get an opportunity to say, let's complete our breakfast or something like that. Let's have we done our homework? When we include
Correct,
this
correct,
house,
correct.
Why
More
hours in also? Have a breakfast.
hmm,
Why
have break.
hour also? Because there is again hour that uh,
See,
bonding, no?
our
Hmm.
because we include whoever is there. So even children, when they go out of the house, this hour will be in their mind.
In the
Hopefully.
means, means I used to in the very age, early age of my that time I am feeding Kanha like this. Some songs were there, and they were feeding their children. Means whatever
Hmm.
they were doing, it was like they are feeding the God like that. So
Hmm.
कौन खा रहा है तो भगवान खा रहा है but this time
Ah,
now it is not
Good
possible
idea.
that for the mothers also to spend time so much singing and yes, everybody is so busy but we can change something.
Attitude,
we have
yeah.
to make that
Attitude
effort.
we
Attitude.
can change. Language. Yeah. But that belongingness we need to increase so that that small I doesn't get very much solidified and becomes so
Hmm.
stiff that becomes difficult to melt with this knowledge.
Yeah,
It's better
correct.
to be simultaneously introduce the bigger this thing also, but little bit belonging. You need to keep at least this room clean. That is, miss your room. We can't you don't use that word, but
Yeah, correct.
somewhere that responsibility and committed this thing also we need to inculcate in them. See, even in the studies also, they are so casual. They think that they are doing it for mother. Oh, complete this much and I will give you this and that. They think when little bit when they grow up, they understand, oh, this studies and education is everything for me. Then only I will stand somewhere in the society. Till that time, they are doing it out of pressure that mothers are pushing them into studies and doing all other activities. So it's a very tricky thing. We need to both things should be there. Guruji says, no, keep the ego in your pocket. When like a
Yeah.
hat, when it is needed, put it on the head, and when you come home, throw it away and sit comfortably, like how you use your shoes or chappals. So that now, because we are on this path and we are practicing so much, but as both of you are saying, we really need to ponder over it, and the approach towards bringing up the children should be little bit different. Otherwise, really, we are creating stiff I-ness and
Yeah,
mindness
yeah.
in the
And this
children.
also should be part of the curriculum, like though they have value education, moral science, and all this is just like reading something and writing some exam. I don't know how it is now. Mm, Some 30 years
Same,
ago, it was
same.
like that. Read some moral science or more value education textbook and write some answer. And I used to ask the kids, do you really believe in that? So that boy would tell me, oh, for the marks we do. They write like that for the marks. So that's all.
Marks.
That is not value education. These spiritual scriptures should also be part of the curriculum.
But they were always there. They were always there. Now, last 1 or 2 centuries, this has been, our
Huh.
system has been demolished.
Yeah, so
Otherwise, always there was sharing and there was like a, no divisive attitude, but inclusive attitude was always there in the Gurukuls, no?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
So
I
now,
only the
no, now
bifurcation.
I'm saying, so now we need to reverse it. Go back to
because
um,
of the guru and shishya difference is there, guru and shikshak difference, that's why the impact was less, but now the time has come, the impact on the little one's mind should be there, so that it's like this is my script, means my spiritual jnana. I have to follow it. Somewhere I read yesterday, in every school there is now ordered in that Haryana or some state. They will read one
Uttarakhand,
shloka.
no, but
Uttarakhand,
so
Uttarakhand.
much
Yeah,
opposition is coming, Saryaji. So
yeah,
much
I
opposition.
know. But
Even in
if
one small state,
hmm,
it is so difficult to introduce the small things they are trying to. So much opposition is coming, and they want to go to the court and challenge it.
but in
How you
our
can
time,
include one religion?
when we were in school, we were taught, means we there were competitions of chapter 12 and 15, like that. There was a pasaidan. So because of that, pasaidan is in our head now, well, till now. So that should be implemented again, I think.
Yeah, and if you look at the, I mean, I don't know whether it is only in Hinduism it's missing. We don't have any Sunday school or Friday school or something where we teach children our scriptures. Maybe it is there now, I don't know. But when I was
But
growing up,
we, our religion has, like, means in the Nitya Karma. So before school, children used to do that. But somehow with time it is
not
gone.
all families, not
Uh,
all families.
yeah.
Because what my mother taught me, I didn't teach my children because by the time I started raising my children, I was only after marks and money. That's all. That's what was the focus. Oh, you have to get marks and then you have to make money. That was the focus. So I don't think it was there in all families, though my mother put me through Chinmaya mission and all that. So I got the benefit, but I didn't transfer it to my children's because I didn't realize the value of this education. This
Which which part of India you were?
I grew up in Chennai, the most cultural capital.
Ah.
Anywhere you
Now
turn,
I
there is
think
a
that Chinmaya mission thing also is diluted. You won't see many Bal Vihar and everything around. I'm
I
trying
see.
to locate it, but it's very difficult. Previously, it
Mm.
was there. Many people used to come forward to keep it in their homes also, inviting the
Mm.
small children around and doing
Mm.
that activities. Now nobody, everybody is like
No,
media
no, no, it is
oriented.
still there. Hariom, everybody. It is still, but it is unfortunately outside India. It is very, very active. I am a
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of
Even I was thinking that.
Vedanta Bharti, Sanskrit Bharti, and Chinmaya Mission. All three I am a part. And it is amazingly unbelievable work which is conducted by them with the grace of definitely the Sadgurus over there. It is not in the hands of those who are working as karyakartas, kartaras like us. It is only due to the grace. You can see the overwhelming response even from the parents. You know, it is, and they feel that there are so many studies going on right now, only in Dubai or Middle East, by neurosurgeons, the impact of the kind of classes they have, and it's so beautiful. That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, outside India, it is very, very active. Very, very active.
Why not
India,
in
I'm
India,
not
but
aware. I'm not aware of India, but I'm a part of Vedanta Bharati. If you will type on the website, no, Vedanta Bharati, then Samskrita Bharati, and Chinmaya Mission. All three, they have beautiful Bal Vargas, and some of them are online also. So you can enroll your kids online because it is global. It is not limited only to one part of the country. And
Wow.
please
there
We
share
also
they
please
have
share the
teach
those
link for the
sanskar kendras.
children.
Brahmagnanavali, Totakashtakam. We teach these all. I was, when I started a few years back, I was thinking that how can these small kids they learn Totakashtakam, which is so difficult even for when I learned. That was very, but then when I started teaching them, it is so easy to, the way they absorb and the way they come out with the interpretation of them, it is so beautiful, and the parents are also so happy that they are learning at such an old age. Even the Brahma Sutras they know. I mean, it is very, very nice. So please
Please share
try
the
to.
link. No, please share the link.
No, you can
Yeah.
Vedanta
Link,
Bharati.
please.
You can just type and you can because they have different parts of the world. It is there globally. Sanskrit Bharati, if you will type, they have Bal Vargas and they all are free. They do not charge a penny. All of them are free of cost. So please inform everybody, whoever is interested.
Yeah,
Sanskrit
I have
Bharati
so
also
many
Bal
volunteers,
Varga.
children.
Sanskrit
We have
Bharati
a
Bal
big
Varga,
group of children.
Vedanta Bharati also Kishore Sudha, it is said. For Vedanta Bharati, they call it Kishore Sudha. And Chinmaya Mission, of course, it is uh, Balakendram, we say.
Bal Vihar.
So, yeah, Balavihar, Balakendram, they say all these words. And they are still very, very active and very, very selfless services they are doing.
Along with this, we also
Still
have
at the
Sri Sanskar Kendras in by Art of Living, and we have foundation programs with storytelling and Ramayana as well.
I also teach that, but I find that it is, just that 8 weeks, 10 weeks. And after that, there is no continuity with the kids. Again, they have to join another next course.
We can take follow-ups, no?
Yeah.
We
But
can add to the by reading ourselves, our knowledge, we can add to it till something new comes up.
Yeah, in Balavihar, we were taught, I'm talking about 50 years ago, we were taught all these shlokas and all that. So that's how I learned.
Yeah, that is very nice.
Mm.
Even Gita classes also happen for children as well, you know.
I have joined one of you only had put the group. Gita Parivar is teaching Bhagavad Gita, how to chant in
Yeah,
Sanskrit.
I had put, I'm also
Uh,
doing learning shlokas, how to read shlokas. Yeah.
I've also joined that and I find it very useful.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Otherwise, I don't know how to read Sanskrit.
Mm.
So every morning I have that class. Then after that, I have this class.
Yeah, this is for children as well.
Yeah. In my group, I think only one or two of us are old. All the others are children.
Great.
Okay. So I continue. The constancy of the Atma.
Nana, I'll take a moment. Nana ji and Brahmara Didi have inspired us so much. From wherever we get something about Gita, we are really inspired to join it and go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Thanks to them.
And not only that, everyday chanting each, some shlokas are very much beneficial. I'm finding it very nice.
The thing is, how to get the younger generation also. We grew up without television and phone and all that, but now the distraction is so much, and they have so many other things lined up to do. How to get some focus on this? Something we really, really have to do.
I think we can start small. Just send them a quote from Bhagavad Gita daily with or a shloka with the meaning. Maybe I was thinking around that. And I gifted Bhagavad Gita to my children. Maybe someday they will read or keep inspiring them towards it. Their time will come, I think. They will also come into all it. But yeah, little bit we can contribute.
Yeah. So the constancy of the Atma. Krishna provided.
I'm sorry, sorry to bother. I have just put the link of Kishore Sudha India. Okay, I don't know what the word, but Kishore Sudha India, because I'm a part of Middle East. So I have shared the link and the chat. I don't want to put
Please
it on
share
the
it
group
in our
because
WhatsApp group also, no? Because this we will use it.
no, you will not lose. You can copy paste, no, this link because in the group it is restricted to our art of living and other things. No? So I don't want to put there.
Okay. Let me check if I can copy it.
I think I've shared it on the thing by mistake. Now I'll just copy the thing. Okay.
Let it be. Let me
One
copy
extra
first.
thing I want to add, Sumaji, your today's the way you are reading, it was so meditative and wonderful. The way you have explained, it is amazing today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, fellas, yeah, I also felt the same way. Very nice it was.
It is different today from the, I mean, it is very, very nice and a really meditative voice you have.
Thank you. Thanks to Sudarshan Kriya.
I had told this long back. You have a crystal clear voice. Long back, not now. I think 6 to 7 months back.
Thank you. All praise goes to the divine.
Vibhuti of the Lord.
Yeah. I think we all get it, no? Because when we focus on something, some cleansing happens, I feel. And I'm so addicted to knowledge now. I keep joining knowledge everywhere. So I just love this wisdom. Never mind, even if it came so late in life, but I'm so grateful. Shall I just read this 13th shloka and then we'll have to wind up for today. So the constancy of the Atma. Krishna provided an example in the verse to help Arjuna understand how Atma is always the same and never changes. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara prapit. Let me go back to my book. Or someone else can read.
Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhirastatra namuhyati.
Thank you, Suresh. Yata, just as, dehina, for the indweller of the body, asmin dehe, in this body, kaumaram, childhood, yavanam, youth, jara, old age, tata, so also, dehantara praptihi, the gaining of another body, tatra, there, with reference to that, dhiraha, a wise person, na muhyati, is not deluded. Just as how an indweller of this body, the jiva, there is childhood, youth, old age, and old age, so too is the gaining of another body. With reference to that, a wise person does not come to grief. So sweet, no? Krishna, so nicely he explains. Just as there is childhood, youth, and old age in this body, so also the Atma, the Jiva gets another body. Not the Atma, the Jiva gets another body. And therefore, the wise person do not come to grief. Where does the person, the Jiva, exist? The Jiva, the one who makes the body conscious, is the indweller of this body. In other words, the Jiva referred to in this verse is the Dehi, is nothing but Atma with a body, mind, and senses. In this verse, Krishna referred to the threefold states the body undergoes, each of which is distinct from the other two. For instance, in boyhood, there is no need for shaving, whereas in youth and adulthood, there is. Nor is a person likely to require a cane in either of these two states, unlike in old age. When the child passes, does the one dwelling in the body survive or not? If there were no survivor, an old man could not talk about his earlier exploits and accomplishments. So correct. If there were no survivor, an old man could not talk about his earlier exploits and accomplishments. His voice is certainly no longer the voice of his boyhood, having become very shaky due to the changes brought about by age. But the I is the same. The I is solid, not shaky. Thus, the one who was in childhood is the one who was in youth and is the one who is now. That I does not change at all. Shall we stop here?
So nicely he simply said these are the stages. Means this is a cycle only. Childhood, Yavan, Jara, and then again the next body.
So he says, although each state is destroyed, the Atma is never destroyed. As each state comes and goes, the I remains the same. The body is said to undergo a metamorphosis every 7 years, but the person remains the same. The birth of a later state does not imply a new birth and a new life for the person, the Atma. Nor does death of the previous state spell death for the Atma. These states come and go, and Atma remains the same in a given body. So nicely he explained, no? We must remember it. I remains the same. So any discussion, any manana? All these art of living programs, no? Art Excel, yes, and all that. Now only I'm understanding that how important, like it's here, it says, no, the body undergoes changes every 7 years. So Gurudev is so beautifully packaged these for each state. Childhood and youth and young adults and others. So specific, no? So nice. Valuing each stage and giving direction to the energy in each stage.
That potter makes the pot, no? Like that every stage we are getting made. Now the children who have started the journey from the childhood in the art of living, they are like a pot and they are getting shaped and strong.
Yeah, and the intuition process also. Wow. Gurudev has said it will bring revolution in the education system. This generation is very fortunate. We are also fortunate. We got Sahaj.
Everything is in abundance only, whatever we are getting.
And Gurudev said, whatever is needed will come at the right time. That also is correct. Because only when the mind matures, you're able to see the value. Otherwise, if something had come earlier and mind was not mature, we would not value it. Anything else anybody wants to add? So we'll wind up here. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Play the meditation.
Is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Accept those parts of the body where you feel a tension. The other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you, We're never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here will lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open
Jai Gurudev.